Hey guys, welcome back to Dirt's Daily. Now I know all of you are familiar with zombies. George Romero is credited for bringing the zombie into the mainstream with 1968's Night of the Living Dead. But in fact, it was 1916's Haitian Uprising that brought the idea of the zombie into the mainstream. Now, most people don't believe that zombies actually exist. They don't think there's any way to bring a dead person back to life. And yet, the zombie is one of the most iconic characters in pop culture today. I mean, even Jason Voorhees, technically, is a zombie. So, today we're going to take a look at a special zombie toy from Sideshow Collectibles. As part of their line, The Dead, we're looking at Subject 1025, The Babysitter.
Now, Sideshow Collectibles was always well known for their movie-related toys, but The Dead has brought them into the spotlight for making their own original line. Subject 1025 is known as the Babysitter and comes packaged like the rest of the figures in the line. She's packed in a window box covered by a slipcase that keeps her hidden from general view. The slipcase is a simple white cardboard cover with the iconic bloody smeared handprint logo that signals the Dead line on the front and a few drops of blood on the back. There's a Sideshow exclusive sticker on the front lower right corner to make it clear that this is only available from the Twisted Minds at Sideshow. Slapped across the front of the box is what appears to be at first glance a shipping label, but it is in fact the label Sideshow uses on the Dead line to distinguish the figures without showing them on the front of the box. Removing the slipcase brings the window box into the open. The design from the front of the slipcase is reapplied here. This time, the smearing bloody handprint is on the clear plastic window. We can see the figure inside looking back at us, and we can already see that she comes packed with a wide variety of accessories. Another shipping label, like the one on the slipcase, is also stuck on the front here, so the figure can still be displayed and easily identified without the slipcase on. Taking a look at the Babysitter herself, you can see that Sideshow didn't just sculpt a nondescript zombie, but created a character with a personality and story. Her wounds tell us that her death and zombification came not from being attacked by zombies, but most likely from some sort of vehicular accident. Her right side still looks human, with hardly a scratch on her. Looking at her profile might make you think she's a survivor. However, once she turns to face you, you can see that her left side has been violently mangled, mostly in the face. Her cheek is torn apart and her teeth are visible through the wound. Her left eye is colorless, and blood stains on her clothes go all the way down the left side. Sideshow did an excellent job of making the wounds look eerily realistic, leaving me with somewhat of an uneasy feeling as I marveled at the damage done to her. Her clothes are fully functional and removable. The snaps on her shirt work, and even her shoes can be removed. Pulling up her left sleeve shows small details that make Sideshow's figures so well renowned. The bloodstains on the sleeve are not just there to add more blood to the overall look, but to hint to the wounds on her arms underneath. Some other figures in the Dead line have used Sideshow's same basic body types underneath, but the Babysitter gets, at the very least, her own set of arms with wounds under the blood-stained clothing and a couple of fingers missing off the hand. While it's nice that these original arms are included, they are unfortunately sculpted with the elbows locked, hindering your ability to pose them. It's a shame because the figure does have over 30 points of articulation, and almost every other part of her body can be moved and posed at will. This also makes it nearly impossible for her to hold any of her accessories. Speaking of her accessories, she is loaded with goodies, many of which continue to tell her story. First up is her yearbook from the Holy Cross School. Sadly, it doesn't actually open, so we don't get to see any of her classmates. However, we can wonder why a goth girl who hates the world would want a memento of her school year. Next is a nondescript textbook, which also doesn't open, but it does add to the air of realism. She's also carrying a cell phone, which looks like your standard flip phone from a few years ago. The phone actually opens and looks to be in perfect scale with the figure. Next, we start to see how much of a bad girl she was in high school, because she comes with a pack of Royal Elite brand cigarettes. Maybe the zombies didn't eat her because they didn't want lungs that tasted like charcoal briquettes. Also in her possession is a small record album from the band Collector titled Walking Dead. Sadly, this doesn't open to reveal a tiny record inside, but it is kind of nice to see Sideshow's sense of humor here. We finally learn our zombie's true name by looking at her dress code violation form. Our bad girl is named Shay Sullivan, and she's trying very hard to be goth at a very Catholic high school. Her skirt is too short, she's wearing makeup and satanic jewelry. Her outfit is simply, quote, not acceptable, end quote, to the school administration. The next part of her story is revealed with the detention slip. Shay apparently smokes on the school grounds, swears, and disrupts classes, as well as violating the dress code. I'm beginning to think that perhaps her wounds are from her rebellious boyfriend's motorcycle, which creamed on the pavement during a frantic escape attempt and turned Shay from troubled teen to flesh-eating monster. It may seem kind of silly that I'm extrapolating a character history from this figure's accessories, but it really is a testament to how far Sideshow has gone to make this figure more than just another living dead toy. Collectors of the Dead will no doubt find that this is another great addition to their collection. But additionally, anyone with a passion for 12-inch figures or zombies and is unfamiliar with the line should take note of the care and quality of this release. It would be hard for a fan of either to justify not getting into these figures, seeing how good the Babysitter really is. The Babysitter was priced at $54.99, which may seem kind of expensive to some collectors out there, but for people who collect 12-inch figures, this is a bargain that you can't resist.